Hello and welcome in this little video, a little blog impromptu for l'atelier de la Sentinelle. Today I'm in the castle of Guedelon, the only castle in the world which is being built according to historical methods. So very small vlog with no equipment. Enjoy, guys. And for the visit, I'm not alone. There's my father here. You can see some explicative papers all around the castle and the little village, just to give you some idea of how everything is made. So here you can see the layout of the castle, so with 4 towers, a gate and a main house. And here we went directly to the quarry. So there they harvest some sandstone, which is mixed with a lot of iron, that's why it's so dark. And here you can have a look at the Mason's Lodge, so to have an idea of how the different arches are made around the castle. So you got an example of like quite simple arches. And here you come to a Roman arch, and finally a very nice Gothic arch that you can see on the windows of the castle. Here this is the stone cutters, and you can see like all the details of those sculptures. It's really beautiful. I'll be saying that all along the trip, but like a lot of what is done here is amazing. And just enjoy the sound of those workers. And here we are with the basket weavers. Baskets were used around the castle in the past to carry the small stones around the castle. And now we enter the village with the Carpenter's Lodge. Like, very nice, very nicely made, with a huge roof, no walls. And so some of the tools that they use, you can see one of them drilling a hole. And now you see how they make the beams themselves, because they start from trunks of wood and they have to clean the edges to be able to use them and then shape them to make the carpentry. Here you have some sheep, a bread oven, and here rope makers. Very interesting as well, and you'll see that the ropes are used also to power the machines basically, which helps to lift the heavy charges. Here we have an oven for ceramics, so filled with wood already, but not fired obviously. We are moving forwards towards the tile makers. And so they need to make lots of tiles, from all the kinds of roof tiles that they are using to the floor tiles as well. And so as everything working on the spot. Here you have the fine work on wood. And you can see this window. He explained to us that this window is meant to go in the chapel later on. And now it's the lodge of colors basically, with all the dyes and the paints. And you can see how vibrant those colors can be, just with natural products. So they give a little illustration on the side of what it can be. So here you see powdered pigments and the paintings that they are able to do with it. And the craftswoman making pigments on the sponge. Now we are at the blacksmith. And this place is very important because he's basically crafting all the tools that everybody is using around the whole building. Limestone, quicklime, how they made it. So here you have the oven for the quicklime, and then the rest of the process to make mortar. And there, how they store it here. And here, a little break. Not very medieval, but it will be a nice meal for us. And we are getting back into the castle to see the castle itself, because so far we saw only the village, which is extremely interesting, maybe more even than the castle, but the castle is the goal for which all that has been built. So really magical moment when you arrive near the gate. So here is to put beams across the door, so the door will not move. And to lock it in place, you enter it from this side and you make it move there and then fall here. So the whole beam will be stuck in the wall. And as you can see, there are two of them. And here, for the gate itself, which will go up with a space in front. You can see here's the place where the gate will go up and down, and on this side there, that's where you can drop stuff from the top. And the door is not in the axis of the tower, but slightly on the side. Very interesting. Here you can see on top of this door the arc, which is there to remove part of the weight, so the weight doesn't rest directly on the stone, which is made out of limestone, and this stone would break under the whole weight of the tower. And so that's why you have these discharge arcs over it. Here is the beam, which is meant to, when the door will be placed, block the door from inside in case of an attack. And so my father is like moving it. As you can see, it's in the wall and it can't leave the wall anymore. Le mur fait 2,14 m d'épais. Ah bah, sacré mur. Here we are in the cellar of the castle, so it's on the ground floor. That's where they would store all the food. Here's the courtyard of the castle. Here the tower of the chapel. Here the main hall, behind the Tower of the Lord. Here they are working on the main gate where you can see people getting in. And here one of the angle towers. And at the moment they are working on the roof of this tower. Getting in the angle tower. Here you can see that there are stairs being built. I'm still missing one or two stairs. And here, work in progress. And here is guard room under the chapel. Oh, there is a nest up there with a hole going down. Maybe for prisoners or something like that, to access the room underneath. Here we are in the chapel. There are still missing windows, and we saw those windows made out of wood a bit earlier today. They are being prepared. And here you can see windows made out of wood filling those spaces. And inside it's not made out of glass, but out of linen which has been painted. And so they want to do the same system here. It looks like, according to the woodworker there, that they found one of those wooden arches set within stone arches in a church, and so they are trying to reproduce this kind of effect. So it will be filled also with linen. At the moment it's a bit chilly, there's quite a lot of wind, and also nice decorations on the walls. And the craftsperson who was in charge of making the colors explained that these have like a style which is reminiscing of that period's decorations, but oak leaves were not a motif which was seen very often. So it is a little bit fantasy as well. They try to, because here there is a lot of, the whole woods around are made of oak trees, and so that's why they decided to use oak leaves there. And here you can see a little alcove there, where they would put the sacred liquids, so they would seep into the walls of the chapel. And here, of course, the altar, beautiful. There's a bird in the chapel. The ceiling is beautiful. Over this tower, you can't access, but there is now the room of the guards up there. And here you have the main room of the castle with a beautiful nave. And so the windows. Painted onto linen and held in place here. Probably a more secure system will be invented. And here the room of the Lord. So not the bedroom of the castle, but the room where the Lord and Lady would entertain some guests. Here's the room of the Lord, that's where there should be his bedroom, but at the moment it's still quite bare. There's some arrow slits here, You can see a very nice floor. And they had to replace the window because the window didn't work well when it was made out of parchment, as they showed in some videos. Here's the room under the Lord's room, so just a defense room. Shooting room, as they say. It's one of the first vaulted rooms of the castle, that's why everything is still made out of sandstone, of iron-filled sandstone, dark like that. It took so long to make each of the stones that they decided to switch to limestone afterwards. It looks better, it's more regular, and at the same time, well, it's cheaper. One of the most beautiful doors of this castle, made with a lot of iron work, little dragons all around, dragon heads and tails. Oui. 20 mètres. Ah, ça fait 20 mètres?
Oui, 20 mètres. Là, j'ai mesuré 35 mètres.
35 mètres?
Oui, mais je m'aperçois que les murs ne sont pas parallèles.
Non, les murs sont pas parallèles.
Donc là, j'ai mesuré 35 mètres.
Ok. C'est pas un rectangle.
Non.
Le têtu? Hein? Ça serait pas un peu comme toi, papa? Hein, le têtu? As you can see, the system to bring up everything. So when the package will be up there, they will turn the whole thing. With two guys walking in there, as you can see. And see how they turn it around. Going up slowly. That's working well. The whole process. There you go. And then there is someone on the left doing a row. And yeah, there you go. The whole thing is turning. Everything is turning. Oh, not high enough. Yeah. Everything is turning. And now the guys can go back. And that's the end of my commentary for the castle. so the weather was not good at all times, as you can see here. But thank you anyway for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you liked it, and follow us on social media. See you in another video.